In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. There was an old thinking, and there is a new thinking, and there is a thinking in between the two of these. Today, we are going to compare the old thinking and versus the new thinking. What was the wrong there with the old thinking? What is right with the new thinking? In the old thinking, as far our relationships with the other people are concerned, the people, the human being, were of the view that if at all somebody is a friend of mine, then this friend of mine, this ally of mine, must be backing me totally, and I too shall be backing them totally. They should be supportive of me in totality, and I too, we too, should be supportive of them in totality. And if at all somebody is having a good relationship with me, then she must not be having any sort of relationship with my enemies, with my opponents. If at all they do have any kind of relationship, if at all they are cooperating in any way to a friend, to an opponent of mine, then this person cannot be my friend, then this person cannot be my ally. So I am not going to carry on this relationship, and I shall be asking him either to abandon him, or to abandon them, or abandon me, and this was the only way ahead of us. Otherwise, we would have been felt like I am a shameless person, like I am a respectless person, like I am a failed person, like I am a person without any sort of ego. This is the kind of old thinking. I am of the view that as far everything else is developing, and everything else is developing only because the thinking of a human being is developing with the passage of time. It is not stagnant, it is evolving, and this evolution in the thoughts process, this evolution in the thinking of a human being, this evolution in the perception of a human being has led to the material development, a material development of several type, a material development of every sort. Not only this thing, rather we the human being has improved, and has improved a lot as for our relationship, as far our relationships are concerned. And what is new with the new relationship? What is so good with the new relationship? What is the difference of the new relationship with the older one? As for the older relationships, as for the older perception is concerned, as for the older thinking as have concerned, I have shown you a very little bit of it, and you would be knowing it as everybody knew it. I am of the view, as for the new thinking is concerned, according to the new thinking, we can have a relationship with anyone else on just one point. This will be a kind of mutual cooperation, and this is how we can cooperate with each other. Even if there is something very small, even if there is one thing out of 20 things, if at all there is one item out of the 20, and we have decided, we are willing to cooperate over one thing, over one item, I think that this is okay. As for the relationship is concerned, it can be enhanced as well. It can be taken from one item, from one point to the other, and from the second to the third. We can have a kind of cooperation over one item. And if at all, even if we don't have any kind of cooperation, not even on one item, then too we can remain a perspective ally. And if at all we have started cooperating with another person even over one item, I think so that we have become an ally. And if an ally of our, if a friend of our has been cooperating with anyone anyone else over more than one item, say 5 items, and that too with an opponent of R, and that too with a so called enemy of R. First of all, considering somebody as an enemy, this is not something right at all. This is something not reasonable at all. Why? Why to make the enemies? Why not to keep the people as an as an ally? And if at all they are not the ally of your, we can have them as a perspective ally, as a futuristic, as a futures ally. And there too there is no need to sever the relationship with anyone else. We can keep cooperating with the different type of people over the different issues. This is the new approach. I am of the view that we need to adopt a kind of new approach. We need to become more aware that why to waste our energies over fighting, over competing, over squabbling with the other people. Why not to look for the cooperation? Why not to look for the relationship which is a harmless one? And why to demand that somebody can only be our ally, that somebody can only be our relative, somebody can only be my friend? If at all they do sever their relationship with the opponent of mine, with the enemy of mine, I am of the view, first of all, considering somebody as your enemy, it is not a right approach, and not a right approach at all. Rather, I think so that we should be happy if at all one person is having a good relationship with me, and simultaneously this person is having a good relationship with the person with whom I am unable to communicate. If at all I think so that if I need the cooperation of my opponent over certain issues, I can use this channel instead of being a channelless person, or instead of exploring the new people who are closer to the so called opponent of mine. I think so that we shouldn't take the relationship as a black and white. There no relationship is in black and white. I think so that relationships are, I sometime you are not cooperating with each other even over one issue, no trouble, no worry, no problem. But if at all you do want, which is quite better, I think that we need to explore the avenues upon which we can cooperate and we can help each other. If at all we are helping one person over one issue, I think so, and they too, they can help us, and she can help us over another issue, and this will become a kind of mutual cooperation. I think so that we should try to seek a kind of mutual cooperation, and I think so anybody and everybody who is skilled in it, anybody and everybody who know the knack of it, anybody and everybody who knows the art of it, I think so that they are supposed to survive, they are supposed to thrive as well, they are supposed to live well with quite a lot of respect. And maybe this is the only way, because the things have become somewhat complicated, because the things have become, we need to act in a sagacious manner. We need to act like the wise people do. We need to act like the people, like the patient people do, like the intelligent and educated people do. And that is why what we have discussed today, I think so that we need to develop, we need to learn, we need to adopt the art of relationship, the art of seeking cooperation, the art of extending cooperation, because we can only survive, because we can only develop, we can only prosper as for the with the cooperation, with the mutual cooperation, with the bilateral cooperation, with the trilateral cooperation. The more good we are at this point, the more there are better perspective for us. Thank you. Jazakallah.